Guys, welcome back to Fast Performance. My name is Tim Davies, and today we're going to have a quick brief chat about how to stop drinking. Well, primarily actually about how to remain stop drinking, because we can all stop drinking, can't we? It's pretty simple. And over the next 10 minutes I'll give you some top tips about how I've remained stopped for the last year and a bit. Stopped January the 1st last year, so 2023, and I haven't drunk since. Not saying it's been easy, but if I can give you some pointers, then that'll be absolutely great. And in the comments there, if you have stopped in January this year, why don't you just write down what you're finding difficult? Okay, what is it that you're finding hard? Obviously your sleep's gonna be messed up, we know that. Your diet, you're probably eating a whole world of sugar, because you feel you have some sugar lows, and you're probably doing no exercise at all. Now, that might not be you. If you're a guy saying, well, I stopped and it's absolutely easy, good on you. Happy days, mate, happy days. But for other guys like myself, it was not easy, right? It was pretty horrible. There was a massive underlying uncomfortable sort of anxiety-based thing for a very long period of time. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is what I do to keep myself stopped. Notice the language I use, all right? Stop, not quit drinking, okay? Now, the alcohol companies, of course, they want us to think that stopping drinking is very hard, so they will say, we're going to give you help with quitting drinking. They're going to label you as a quitter. They're also going to tell you to drink responsibly. All this language is designed to keep you using their product, and the point is, you're probably someone that shouldn't be using it. Now, there are two types of people in the world. There are some people that can just drink alcohol full stop. There are other people that really can't, and I was one of them, and the reason is we process alcohol a lot faster than other people, and because we process alcohol quickly, we drink more of it to get that same buzz, and because we drink more of it, we become more dependent on it quicker than, say, other people. Don't be embarrassed about it, guys. You're just built differently. You've got a very resilient liver, all right, and you will heal very quickly, but you do need to treat yourself as if you are a little bit ill, because you have been poisoned, because alcohol is a poison. We know it is. You can't drink it neat, can you? You've got to dilute it. It is a poison. I'm out here in Herefordshire, guys, by the way. That's another thing. Get yourself outside. Just do it. My hands are frozen. It's about 0 degrees out here at the moment. I'm holding a small camera, but get yourself out in nature. One of the biggest top tips I can give you, get yourself out. Do things you didn't normally do. So I started rowing, so people expected me to turn up somewhere. Look at your diet, leafy greens, you know, minimize the simple carbohydrates, look at the more complex stuff, basically avoid the sugars. We know all this stuff. Start looking at your diet, start looking at your exercise, all that kind of stuff. And sleep, yes, you and I both hate sleep. It's going to be the one thing that stops you drinking again, is you being unconscious. That's very, very important. Let me tell you a little bit of a thing here about, I mean, I used to teach people to fly fast jets, right? I was a pilot in the military about 20 years, and I used to teach students and instructors advanced flying training and tactical weapons, and we used to sometimes in ground school give these guys and all these young people, we used to give them the lesson first. So we used to talk them through a lesson. Here's a lesson on formation, here's a lesson on instrument flying or general handling, whatever it was, or gunnery or something. And then after that lesson we give them a test. Here's the test. So they were getting a lesson, they were learning. End of the lesson, they were getting a test. All right. Well, in life it doesn't always work that way, and I think some people need to hear this. Sometimes in life you get the test first. In alcoholism, well, I don't use that term alcoholism, but alcohol dependency is one of those things where you get that test first. You've had that test. You've had it. What are you going to do about it? That's the thing. You've had the test. Now you've got the lesson. You're being taught something. So yeah, you got to start thinking about that. The test is the fact that you are dependent on something, and now the lesson is literally what you're going to do about it. Guys, I'm speaking for about 7 minutes now, and the main points really, as I said, try and use the comments for this if you possibly can. I'm walking around here, and this is Herefordshire, still part of England. Amazingly, hasn't been taken over by huge swathes of immigration, which is coming in, not yet anyway. It's probably going to happen, isn't it? The whole country is looking like that. Stopping drinking is quite an interesting one, because you get to do something quite interesting with your life. And a lot of people don't get the opportunity. A lot of people, it will kill. It will kill. Your legacy could be that. Your legacy could be sat in a hospital ward where you can't get any alcohol anyway, so you are giving up because you're literally dying. And then you're like, I wish I'd done this sooner. Now, I'm not the guy that's going to turn around and say, do it. I'm not. I honestly believe it will take some people to their grave. It was taking me to the grave. I was very unwell, pain all over the body, all that kind of stuff. I've talked about it before. But you do get an opportunity. And if you're watching this video and you have stopped for the last 8 days from January, well, good on you, mate, because a lot of people never do. I'm talking to like a friend now. A lot of people just cannot do it. They don't do it. You've got to plan ahead. Plan for weddings, funerals, birthdays, all that kind of stuff. What are you going to lean into when these things happen? You haven't got the alcohol anymore, what's it going to be? Tea works for me, but we know too much tea, anxiety issues, sparkling water, all that kind of stuff is quite important. Have a look at that. But plan these things ahead. Fitness then, maybe think about joining a club where people expect you to turn up. Rowing is what I did. Maybe low impact, of course. Maybe think about, as I said, your nutrition. And maybe, obviously, think about sleep. These things are really important. And just remember that tomorrow's another day. AA is out there if you want it. I didn't use it. People say, Tim, you're white knuckling this. Well, it's working, isn't it? It's been a year, so it does work. You can do it. I'm a bit of a solitary guy though. I don't have many people around me, so maybe that's why it works for me. Get yourself out in the country. It's free. It's free. So try and do a bit of that. But when you put in the comments then, if you have stopped or if you are thinking of stopping, what your fears are. And I could do a video on it if you want. You know, what kind of worries you? What are the things that you're apprehensive about? A lot of the reasons that we drink, guys, is because we are doing things for other people. And when we stop, we really have to become quite insular and do things for ourselves. People will say drinking's a very insular thing. It's all about you. And my argument was always, no, it wasn't. My drinking was not about me. My drinking was because I couldn't protect the other people that I was working with. I couldn't look after my students. I couldn't look after my instructors in the way I wanted to because I was in an environment that prevented me from doing so. I was always trying to find ways to stop them killing themselves. And that meant in the evenings I just subdued that with alcohol. That was my experience, but your experience is different. Have a think about that, guys. I'm not going to keep it too long. It's a quick 8 minutes in it, walking in the countryside. But hit the comments. Let me know if I can help you with something. And I'll try and show you a bit more of the countryside. I'm walking uphill here. The sun is going down. It's about 0 degrees. It's pretty cool. If you have stopped, you know, well done. And I mean that. I really mean that. I really do mean that. That's not easy. Keep your head down. Keep walking into that snowdrift. It does get easier. It does. Last thing I'll leave you with. Last thing. You've got to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's it. Become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Discomfort's going to be your new norm. Not just in this, but in many other things you try as well. We live in a very comfortable society. People that achieve a lot, they're the ones that embrace the discomfort. Okay, they understand it, they embrace it. Make that you, okay? Yeah, sometimes life's a bit shit. Sometimes it is. And you can't always throw a Mars bar down your face or 26 pints like I was doing or whatever it was. You know, sometimes you've got to go, yeah, it's a bit shit, all right? I can't always eat my way out of it. But you probably can sleep your way out of it. All right, you probably can do that. You can just switch off, wake up in the morning and things get better, surprisingly. Isn't that strange? Have a nap. We don't nap anymore. Go and just nap for a bit. You'll feel a lot better when you wake up. Guys, I've got to make a move home anyway. Listen, it's, what's that, 10 minutes now? Whack the comments, guys. I'll do another video if you need to. Appreciate it. Tim Davies, Fast Ship Performance.